Just done 52.2 miles on my BSA Thunderbolt with my wife on the back of it. Mixed roads, some faster stretches of main road, some narrow windy twisty stuff, plenty of hills and bends, hills up and down, and we basically went from where we lived to Llanrotted Wells and then turned off for Abergwesian and up into the hills and back down by the Llymbrian Dam. And just to sort of, as an observation, that 52.2 miles was done on when we got to Llandovery on the way back, which is just 4 miles away, so at 48 miles say. I put £8 worth of petrol into, well, it's barely gone down from where it was actually, because I didn't fill it right to the brim, but £8 worth of petrol got me the 52 miles, or let's say 50 then. So I think we're working out at about, is it something like about £7 I think for a gallon now. It's all in pence per litre around here, so it's difficult to work out off the top of my head, but £8 worth got two of us that 52 miles, and no sign of any problems and no sign of any oil used either. Everything went well. I had the lights on the whole time, it kept charging. But the main point of this video is, as well as that seeming to be very good value for money on the fuel and the mileage, is actually just how manageable a bike like this is compared to some of the others. And it might be a worthwhile contender for people, shall we say, getting on a bit. Now, my legs ain't what they used to be either. This one's very easy to kick start, and very sort of manageable to get on and off the centre stand and wheel about and whatever. It's not very demanding at all in that sort of department, and it came home to me the other day when I was handing over the Royal Enfield Constellation to its owner. Now, I got nothing against that Constellation, it runs very well and it's pretty much as it should be, but the two machines compared, you really feel like you're on a big brute of a motorcycle when you're on the Constellation, and there's even a lot less steering lock on it than there is on the BSA. The BSA is easy to sort of wheel about around the yard and throw about around the lanes and so on. The clutch is nice and light, the gear change is light and positive. It can be a bit heavy and clunky on the Royal Enfield, and I'm not knocking the Royal Enfield, but I'm just trying to sort of say what a great bike this is actually, if you want something that is a true classic and not too expensive either. I know that there are a lot of them in my videos in the workshop that I've worked on. I have worked on a lot of these and a lot of them have had problems, but I've been able to put them right, and well, I hope so in most cases anyway. This one seems to be okay, and just a very worthwhile contender to anyone considering a classic bike that can still be used realistically on the road, and manageable, affordable, and not something that's going to bite you on the backside or get out of hand either. It's quite happy cruising around at 50 to 60 miles an hour, and it's not a bike that really sort of makes you want to go faster than you feel like going. For instance, the Triumph Trident T150V that I've got with a Hyde 850 kit on it, you can ride that at 50 or 60 miles an hour, but it's a hell of a lot more fun at 70 or 80 or more. This one, much less likely to get me into trouble, and perhaps I'm even more likely to get where I'm going in one piece. So, all worth taking on board if anyone's considering getting one. I know they're not perfect, they can and do have their faults, but when they're running right, they're a very, very good bike indeed.